Hey everyone. Today I wanted to make an episode about names and how they affect you throughout your life. Basically, when you're born, your parents give you a name, and that name usually sticks with you throughout your life unless you choose to actually go through the process of actually changing your name legally, and then it can change. There's also another practice in our culture where once you get married, your last name can change if you decide that. Women mostly do that. Some women hyphenate their names, so they have both names from both of their families now. And yeah, but most of the time you're going to keep your name for the rest of your life. And it can have negative or positive effects depending on what it is. If you have a name that's common from where you are, it's going to be easier to pronounce, easier to spell, less mistakes, less having to redo forms and whatnot. My last name is it's got 3 vowels in a row in it, and it's not as easy to pronounce as a lot of other more common names for this setting that I'm in, the current village I live in, and the people I communicate with. So, I mean, I've had to return, credit cards for work because they misspelled my name. That probably wouldn't happen if I had a more common name. I mean, even if you're, applying for a job, jobs aren't supposed to discriminate for names. And I'm not claiming that I've ever experienced any discrimination, but it gives it the opportunity, the way we do it. We put our names out there, and a name can tell you a lot about someone. Some people end up with names that are just not beneficial for them. I mean, let's take the name like Abdullah. You've probably never heard of it if you're watching this. But in Arabic it means, God willing, or something like that. And it's probably a very popular name over in Arabic-speaking countries, but over here it's not as common because there's a lot of white people here. But I was going to be named Abdullah. My father thought that it would be a nice tribute to his deity, but his mother ended up convincing him to go with Patrick, which is also his name. And it's kind of a family name. It's a nice name to have. It's very useful being in this neighborhood because I live in a predominantly Irish, I want to say, neighborhood. And Irish people like to name their kids Patrick. I know a lot of people that have the middle name Patrick, a couple of my friends actually. But anyway, you can really name your kid whatever you want, but sometimes people should swallow their pride and name their child something more conservative such that they won't have to deal with issues in the future. I mean, would I be the same person I am today if my name weren't Patrick? My life would be completely different. I can guarantee you if I had had a different name. Even a different name like Mike or George or something like that. Your name really affects you and the way people perceive you. I know that I wouldn't have had the same relationships if my name was something that wasn't very common, like a foreign name or something. People look at you differently. And it sucks, but that's just the reality. So, you should just keep that in mind if you ever have to name a child or something like that, because it's a lot of pressure. I don't think there's a lot of restrictions on that. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but apparently some people are named Shatid or Asholi, and if you spell that out, they're bad words. And that's just ridiculous. That's just setting up that child to have a bad word as their name. What kind of message does that put out there? So just be careful. I mean, you can literally name your child anything you want, but is that really the best option for them? There's just some things to think about, and I was just thinking about it the other week. Like, what if my name were different? That would have changed my life completely. So I just wanted to let you guys in on that. Names are really important. So you should really grasp your name. If someone compliments on you on your name, that's not necessarily complimenting you unless you chose your own name. Your parents gave you that name. So basically they're congratulating your parents. If it's a normal name, then you're congratulating them for giving you a normal name. And if it's like a more exotic name or uncommon, you're congratulating them on picking something that probably meant something to them. Like, I don't really want to like choose any names as examples, but say you met someone with a certain type of, let's say an exotic name, and you can define that whichever way you want. And their attractiveness level was low. Most of you would probably be like, oh, she can't pull that name off. But if you saw someone extremely attractive with that same name, you'd be like, oh, wow, that's a really nice exotic name. But I don't think we realize how much judgment we put into names. I mean, it's really important to be able to interact with people and be able to pronounce and spell their name properly. But if their name comes from a different culture than yours, then that causes some issues. But yeah, it's just some things to think about. I don't really know why I did this, but I was just thinking about it, and I figured I might as well talk to you guys about it. But anyway, if you want more videos like this or anything, I'm going to be doing a lot of different types of videos coming up. I want to teach you guys how to do different martial arts moves, and also I'm going to increase the amount of cooking videos I do. I just did one, and I was planning on doing one a week, but I did get requests for more. So I'm going to probably increase the amount of cooking videos I do too. So if you want to stay tuned and look at all my videos and keep up with me, then just hit that subscribe button, and you'll get all my videos into your subscriptions feed. But I will see you guys tomorrow.